Hey, so today I'm going to talk to you guys on what it means to me, right? To take accountability. I feel like this could be a very good topic to kind of touch on today. So, for me, taking accountability for yourself, for things in life that you do, choices that you make, etc., is simply that. If you know you're wrong about something, you said or did something, and you're wrong about it, instead of you acting like you didn't do it or you didn't say it, if you are consciously aware, I would say it like that, that you're in the wrong, then taking accountability is simply owning up to that, and then following that. To me, following that would change behavior, because now it's like you can see where you went wrong, or you can see that what you said was probably insensitive or wrong, etc. um I do feel like a lot of people lack that nowadays, but I feel like a lot of people lack that due to ego. Can't really say it's anything else involved. I mean, we might sprinkle a little pride in there somewhere, because I feel like maybe sometimes the pride comes into play as well. But um, I feel it's very important to take accountability, whether you're male or female, right? Like if you know you said or did something wrong, if you know you hurt someone, if you know you might have did something that goes outside of your morals, or maybe you said something to someone that maybe you didn't quite mean, but it was in a heated argument. I don't know, it could be different scenarios, right? I think it's very important that we learn how to take accountability. you know um, do unto others as you would want them to do unto you. But again, a lot of people, I feel, don't know how to necessarily do that, because their ego, the pride is that's more so in the driver's seat when it's time for a person to some people. I'm not going to say everybody's in this category, right? Because I don't feel like everybody's on the same wave. So I don't want to put everybody in the same box, but I will say some people. If you've encountered a person that just can't take accountability, chances are their ego is in the driver's seat. And as long as their ego is in the driver's seat, they're going to feel like they're not wrong about anything. They're going to feel like you're wrong and they're right. Or everybody's wrong and they're right. Like it might even cross over into delusional land. But that's all to do, to me, with the ego. And so I feel like the reason why I'm saying that is very important for you to take accountability, especially if maybe that's something you're working on or something that you know you need to work on. When you start to become aware that you're wrong, or that you're saying or doing certain things that are wrong, or maybe you could have handled a situation more differently, but you're taking accountability now, instead of being combative about it and denying it to yourself, you're being honest with yourself, and you're going back to the person maybe you offended. Maybe you said something to this person that you probably didn't mean, and you're going back and you're apologizing for it. And then you're following up with change behavior, meaning maybe the next person or the same person you encounter, you're not repeating the same pattern, whether you're saying something or it's a certain action that you're taking, because now you become aware of self. So much so that if you're wrong about some shit, or you done said something that you know you're wrong about, right then and there, you're going to correct yourself. The ego is not going to get in the way. Your pride is not going to get in the way, because it's really about what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. has nothing to do with your ego or pride. Not in that moment, anyway. Because if you go outside of that, you're not being honest with self. And then therefore, you're not honoring yourself. You're not honoring your emotions. You're just not, you're shying away from what you know to be right. And so when you become more self-aware that you lack accountability, that you are possibly saying and doing things that might offend someone or might hurt someone, or maybe you took a certain action and you could have did that differently. When you finally realize that that's a pattern that you have that you need to change, to me, that's when you start to evolve. That's when you start to become more aware of self, more, you start to gain more emotional intelligence. I think it's very important for people to learn how to take accountability. I feel like if a lot of people were kind of on that same wave, maybe a lot of divorces wouldn't happen. A lot of breakups probably wouldn't happen. A lot of friendships probably wouldn't end. But then again, everything happens for a reason, so I can't necessarily say that per se. But it would have a lot it would play a key role, I guess I would say, into those types of relationships. Even if they don't work out, at least there was some form of accountability. But if you are in the space where you're working on that, then kudos to you. But if you are someone that just, for whatever reason, you can't take accountability like at all, I encourage you to work on that. Because what you will find is, as you work on becoming more self-aware of yourself and your own wrongdoings and saying or doing things that you know to be wrong to others, that's a way of, like, to me, that's evolving. That's evolving emotionally, which I think, again, is very important. So that's my 2 cents on that. I hope I made sense to y'all. But yeah, I think, a lot of people definitely like that. But again, and then even if let's say you're tuning into this video and let's say you dealing with somebody that, for whatever reason, this person can't take accountability. They might argue you down and turn the situation on you. 90% of the time is your fault and not theirs. And for whatever reason, this person just cannot bring themselves to take accountability. Chances are, and this is just my opinion, chances are that person is so in their ego that they have no idea that that's what they're doing. Some people know what they're doing and they just don't care. Like, you guys are people out here that's like that. But 9 times out of 10, that person, their ego, their pride is in the front seat, and they're not that self-aware to know that in that moment, okay, they're wrong, that they're the issue and it's not the other person. So if you're dealing with somebody like that, and that just means you two are on 2 different pages, 2 different levels, and maybe you should tie yourself to someone that does not lack that type of behavior. They don't lack not taking accountability, is what I meant to say, versus dealing with somebody who can't take accountability. Maybe you should align yourself with an individual that knows how to take accountability. It might be time to change up that friendship, or might be time to walk away from that relationship if you're dealing with somebody who just can't take accountability and it's everybody's fault except theirs. I don't know, but that's my 2 cents for today about accountability. If it helped,